Tell us about all the action, because I woke up this morning, I was reading a long list of all the different cases against the government in the UK. It does seem as though they're not tackling air pollution.
Yeah, so we're really disappointed that illegal and harmful levels of air pollution that should have been meeting these legal limits by 2010. The UK government has failed to do this, and not only that, but we've had to take it to court 3 times, as you said, just to get it to take action.
Last week I was debating with my other colleague Steve about a war on diesel taking place, about what sort of positioning you want to have in the car market, and I noticed flagged up as one of the concerns has been diesel and how it's polluting the environment. Do you think there are even stronger measures coming than taxes from the government?
Well, it's not just about taxing these diesels, because what you need to do is make sure that you discourage diesels, especially the most polluting diesels, from entering the most polluted parts of our towns and cities. And that's why you've got things like either low emission zones or clean air zones coming in across the UK, hopefully, that will look at certain restrictions so that these polluting vehicles aren't causing the problem for people to be breathing in dirty air.
Is the delegation of responsibility to Transport for London working when it comes to reducing emissions in central London? Because you've taken the government to court, but it seems to me Transport for London has responsibility for what's going on locally.
Yeah, so
and that's under the Mayor's office, isn't it, rather than being under the national government's jurisdiction?
From a legal point of view, the UK government has overall responsibility to make sure that the whole of the UK meets these legal limits in the shortest time as possible. In London, the Mayor of London has got some powers that he can use, and obviously he controls Transport for London. And so there's a lot that he can do, and he's already started off by, last year he started with a T charge, which is a charge to the oldest vehicles coming into the central congestion charge zone. From next year we'll be having the ultra low emission zone, which will set charges to try and discourage the most polluting vehicles from entering this same central area. And by 2021 it's proposed that it will be expanded to cover a wider area of London, but we do want to see him do more. This ultra-low emission zone has to be wider, has to cover the whole of Greater London, and we also need to see central government step up with help and support for individuals and businesses, such as a targeted scrappage scheme that will help them move over to cleaner forms of transport.
Has the programme that's been implemented so far, in your mind, achieved what it was set out to achieve? Because it seems that the emissions levels continually get breached here, regardless of the special measures put in place in central London. Why aren't the taxi or the bus fleets being converted to electric more quickly? Because it seems to me that's where much of the problem is.
Well, yeah,
the private motorist is being squeezed out of central London effectively by taxation.
Well, yeah, we definitely think that more needs to be done, and faster. These legal limits should have been achieved back in 2010. Government projections say that London, for instance, if more isn't done, will not meet these legal limits until 2028, possibly even later, by our concerns. So we need to see all vehicles that pollute being addressed. The Mayor has been taking some action, so with the bus fleet, so has created these low emission zones for buses, where he's placing cleaner buses on the most polluted routes. But yes, we have seen a failure across all levels of government to recognise this problem early enough and really take it seriously and see it as an opportunity also to make, places like London and other towns and cities across the UK better places to live.
Just one quick one. Is bad health bad business when it comes to central London, and if so, why?
Well, yes, of course. So air pollution, the reason we're concerned is because it does affect people's health. Right from the time you're in the womb through to old age, everyone's being affected by dirty air that they're breathing. And there are studies that show that air pollution can affect children's ability to learn, but also people's ability to work. So their capacity to concentrate is affected by the air that they breathe. And this does affect productivity, as well as the fact that, people being made sick, put into hospital, and even some of the worst cases dying from things like heart attacks, respiratory disease. That all impacts on the economy. So it is good for business to clean up our air.
Hey, Hey everybody, it's Hadley Gamble from our new CNBC Middle East Bureau in Abu Dhabi. Thanks for stopping by. Now to watch more, you can try one of the videos that just popped up on your screen. And don't forget to subscribe.